Hello, I'm Ryan Zink, and welcome to my Creative Intuitive Solutions YouTube channel. This is part of a 32 energy series. It's the Low Vibe Dense Toxic Energy series. You can find this on playlist at Creative Intuitive Solutions channel. Vibration, so the playlist Vibration, you can find all of these videos. There's 32 plus low vibe dense toxic energies that you can familiarize yourself with, and I'm kind of breaking them down one by one in this series and kind of giving you the lowdown about how your reality can shift and change and improve by releasing these 32 plus energies. And I say 32 plus because there's 32 plus energies that I list, but when I'm working with clients and students, there are other energies that I may find lurking or hiding in their energy field that we may release as a group in a group healing session or the creative meditation class or one-to-one with me in a aura reading session. And you can find me on my webpage at www.creativeintuitivesolutions.com, where you can book those services. You can also pick up a copy of my book, Creative Intuitive Solutions Vibration or Spaces, and the links to all of that is in the descriptions. So this energy that we're talking about here in this video is the energy of fear. Fear, what does it mean to you? Are you fearful that I've even brought it up? Are you a little scared? Don't be. Fear, what's kind of cliche and what people will say about it is it holds you back. Fear holds you back. That's putting it kind of lightly sometimes. People can invoke fear within us. Fear is used as a control mechanism within the media. Have you watched the news lately? And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist or anything. I mean, all you have to do is turn on the news and you can see that's all that's pumped into mainstream media is fear. People use it to hinder other people from doing things. They don't want people to expand or become greater than they are, so they may use a fear to hold somebody back. I know that was true for me within my family growing up. If I wanted to do something or I wanted to accomplish something, I noticed that certain members in my family would want to keep me small because they wanted to do greater things than I did in life. They didn't want me to expand or become greater than them. And I'm not talking greater as in better, but fear can really be used in a way to keep people small or beneath somebody else. And it was used that way with me within my family. Also, growing up in a house full of alcoholics and substance abusers, that's fearful. And that's another way that people kind of unconsciously use fear to control people. I would say that substance abusers and alcoholics and things of that, people of that nature, I would say they don't really do it on purpose. A lot of the time when they're under the influence, they're not super conscious or aware of what they're doing. That's not an excuse for them, but it does create a lot of fear within a household for children and adolescents, or even if you're an adult and you've married into that, it can create a lot of fear and insecurity within your relationship and within your life, and a lot of instability. So if you're going through that, I'm so sorry you're dealing with that right now, but you can empower yourself and find a way out of that. There's no way that you can kind of change somebody out of that, but you can make some changes and get yourself out of those situations. Let's see, fear. Fear will kind of prevent you from moving forward or taking a next step. I know for me personally, I don't really particularly like being in front of a camera. I'm not a really great video editor. A lot of my videos are recorded on the fly. I don't script them out. I don't spend hours editing the videos. So I have some fear that I may not be perceived in a professional way because I don't spend a lot of extra time learning how to do that as of right now. But I do have a lot of good knowledge, wisdom, and information, and I have come to a point where I'm ready to start teaching what I've learned and what I know about meditation and vibration and energy and space clearing. And I know that it's improved my life so much that I'm ready to share that with other people. So I personally, since we're talking about fear, have some fear of doing this, but it's something that I feel called to do. So I do enjoy doing it. Fear. Fear, another vibration that we're going to be talking about is the vibration of ignorance. So I feel that sometimes fear will have a fear of the unknown at some time. And sometimes what that is, it's the gap from where we are to where we want to be. And the fear is all of that kind of black or gray space in between of where we are and where we want to be. The fear is the unknown of how to get there. Of how to get there. I don't know how to get there. So you know that you want to do something, you know you want to start something, but getting over to kind of the other side of it, there may be a lot of fear in there. And some of that could be some ignorance. Because to me, or in my definition, ignorance is kind of a lack of information, or making a judgment, or making a move, or doing something without having all of the information that you need to kind of make a call. So to me, that's part of ignorance. So with fear, sometimes you have to get moving. You've got to get moving. You've got to get going in the direction that you want to go. Because if you don't, you'll just stay where you are. And if you stay where you are, you'll start creating some resistance. So just like any other energy or vibration, the energy of fear can compound and it can build up within your aura. And before you know it, you had fear about one thing. Well, now your reality is going to show you just how many things you're really in fear about. And that's going to show up as resistance to doing the things that are going to get you closer to where you want to be or go or do or experience. I know people that have had a phobia, which is like a fear of leaving their house. I know one woman who didn't leave her house for 2 years. She had to have somebody grocery shop for her, and she couldn't leave her house. She was in fear of leaving her house. That was a real phobia that she had. So that's just one kind of way that fear can show up in somebody's reality. The example of this woman that I knew had a fear of leaving her house. Fear can show up in so many ways, but the good thing is we can energetically clear it from our aura. So whatever we're in fear about, we can start releasing the fear and the resistance from it in our aura. This does not mean that we never feel fearful again. It doesn't mean that if we have a phobia or something that we shouldn't be working with a mental health person or a primary care physician. You definitely should, because this doesn't mean because you clear an aura or an energy from your aura that you're not going to experience it again. But when you release the energy from the places in your aura that it's held, in this case fear, it really does start to dissipate a little bit, and it puts you in a position to start taking steps towards what you really desire. So what this could look like when you start releasing fear, you might start getting inspired action towards whatever it is that you want to do, be or create, that the fear is keeping you back from, whether that's creating a business, starting a new relationship, ending a relationship, moving, switching careers. I had grown up my whole life in the same county for 36 years. I had been in the same county, and 1 year I got the opportunity to move and purchase a house. And I moved all the way across the United States from California to Indiana. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know what type of neighborhood I was moving into. I just picked a neighborhood on the map. I packed up everything in my car that I could fit in it, and I drove across country, and I purchased this house that I'd seen on Zillow. It was quite an experience. The rush, I had so much of a rush at that time that I wasn't experiencing a lot of fear. But there were times when all of that kind of wore off that I did have some fearful times where I had left home. I had never been away from California before. It was quite an experience. I had a lot of growth opportunity. I came into a lot of spiritual tools during meditation in that time that I'm now teaching. So a lot of great personal growth happens. That's one thing that can happen when we come out of fear and we release it from our aura. We can kind of expand, because fear is a constricting energy. So if you picture your aura, it's supposed to be about 3 feet in front, 3 feet to the side, 3 feet to the back, 3 feet above your body, and 3 feet below your body. That's kind of how big your aura should be. And you can always call it back to you and picture it 3 feet around your body from top to bottom, side to side. And that's kind of where a good, comfortable space to keep your aura is. But when you're in fear, your whole aura will contract. And that's where we start feeling a lot of our anxiety is from fear, because the aura will contract. And if you know anything about blood or the cardiovascular system, when our body's tight and our veins are kind of constricted, it can feel tight, tense, it can feel hard to breathe. Sometimes you might feel it as a headache. Some of that can be from fear, because our whole aura will contract. And when our aura contracts, that means that our body is in some type of constriction as well. And that's just a representation of our reality too. When we're in fear, we don't have as many possibilities, probabilities, potentials, and opportunities showing up for us in our reality. And that can be anything from having more good days than bad days. That could be anything from meeting a new friend, or somebody presenting a new client to you, or a new client calling you on the phone for your business, or anything. It can be any opportunity, probability, possibility, or potential. We're cut off from that when we're in fear. So by releasing the energy of fear from your aura and being out of fear more of the time, you're going to be less constricted. Your aura is going to expand. Your reality is going to expand. There's going to be more kind of opportunity within your reality as a result of clearing fear. So this is just one energy that you can clear from your aura. When I work with the client one-to-one in my aura reading sessions, my energy reading sessions, I always help them clear the energy of fear out of their aura, because like I said, this is one of the 32 plus energies that I always find within my aura or within my clients and students. So you can go ahead and check out the description, creativeintuitivesolutions.com, or if you want to pick up the book Spaces or Vibration, I encourage you to do that. And